Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well, getting recovered from big Christmas. And thank you for taking a few minutes to look at the book of Proverbs with me this morning. We will be in the 23rd chapter and the 13th verse. And I couldn't help but laugh when I was looking and preparing, thinking about this morning. Here it is, the 28th of December. And so parents have had their children home now from school for probably a little over a week or so, and they are bouncing off the walls from all their Christmas candy and all excited from all their gifts. And we open our Bible and we read, "Withhold not correction from the child, for thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die." I couldn't help but laugh when I looked at that this morning. And so it is what it is, folks. The writer of Proverbs here says, discipline your child. And I want to tread lightly. I'm not going to tell you how to discipline your child. Everybody has a different idea about discipline, from actually spanking to timeout to ground, whatever. And then I see some out in public who have no system, or it sure seems like it. But I will tell you that we have a proverb that says to spank your child, to discipline or to spank your child. If you choose not to, if you choose to disagree, that's that's your choice. But there's no avoiding what the proverb says. I think perhaps the King James version that says beat him with a rod may sound a little vicious and might get you in some trouble. But that's a phrase that simply means to spank a child. And we have it in both ways. We have a positive and or actually a negative and a positive statement. Negatively, do not withhold correction from the child. Then the other side, he says positively, he says do correct your child. And again, he specifies physically spanking a child. Again, I understand that everybody won't agree with that. And again, that's every parent's prerogative. That you're the parent, you're the head in your house, and I'm not going to interfere with that. But again, we cannot avoid what Scripture says about the issue. Verse 14, again, he says, "Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell." A wise parent disciplines their child because, again, it is good for them. It will protect them in the long run. And again, it teaches them and trains them to be respectful. It even, again, here, this passage lets us in that it has spiritual implications. Shall deliver his soul from hell. That when you train a child, part of that training, part of that discipline is the spiritual aspect as well. And I know that today, things are far different than they were probably when most of my audience were children, when nobody, thought twice about spanking a child. They'd do it in public, and not think anything about it. We live in a different society where it does it's not as acceptable in some places. And I think, again, it's important that we understand there is a right way and a right time to exercise that type of discipline. I don't think I don't think you spank a child for everything every misstep they make. And I don't, but I do. You cannot argue with what the proverb says, that there is a place and a time when a child needs physical discipline. And the real challenge for parents is to seek the leadership of God to understand how we do that. And Scripture doesn't just point out spanking as a method of discipline. There are other methods that work, and there are times with our children where we took something away from them. There are times where we grounded them. I think the punishment fits the crime, but the main thing is here that we do discipline and train our child. Don't withhold. I think when many people read these Proverbs, they focus on the beating him with a rod line, and not the first line that says, don't withhold correction, that we correct our child, that we train them up while they are young, so that as they age, as they grow older, that they will have that teaching and that understanding in their life. It's a challenging passage, challenging for all parents, because every child is different, every parent is different. Every situation is different, but I would encourage you to think on those proverbs. If you're a parent, to think on those, and how do those fit into your child raising strategy. Number one is withhold not correction from the child. We are the parents. We are responsible. There are parents who decide not to spank their child. That's up to them. And having 4 children, I know that every child responds to discipline, different types of discipline, in a different way. I think the key here is that we do discipline in some form our children for their benefit. Powerful passage for us to think about, and to seek God's leadership in our own homes in how we're going to carry this out. Have a good day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.